So if you have any questions, go for it, so that more people can join, then I can start the presentation. Yeah, Diego, so I recommend you to maybe try reading a book or doing a course uh, about Java, getting more familiar with it, and then you can start searching for an opportunity as a Java developer. Because if you really want to make a move, I mean, with Java, you're gonna have far more opportunities in the market. So, in my vision, I think it's a very valuable move. So it's gonna be great for your career. So I just recommend you to go deep into Java and then try it out. Now we have 13 people. Great. Hello, Hadi. Where are you from, man? I have 13 people. If you can say hello, where you're from. We're just taking some time. Okay, Tunisia. Great. Welcome. Welcome, Hadi. We're just going to wait 2 minutes, and then we're going to get started. Thanks, man. Nice. Who else wants to say hello? Where you're from? Hello, Whites. From Botswana. Okay, amazing. I like to see it's people from all over the world. It's great. I really like it. Amazing. Okay, we have the long hair. Something common. Okay, great. Anyone else wants to say hello? 15 people. Say hello. Where you're from? Hello, Hamachandran. You can say where you're from. It's great. From Dallas. Amazing. Cool. Yeah, we really have people from all over the world. Okay, just 1 more minute and then we can get started. Hello, Leonardo from Brazil. Welcome. Hello, Amin from Morocco. Oh, that's amazing. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, guys, so in 1 minute, we're going to start the presentation. Nice to meet you all. Yes. Awesome. Anyone else wants to say hello? We have 14 people. Okay, let's get started. It's 10 p.m. So hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. And today we're going to be talking about career, how to go to the next level on your career, and how to grow as much as possible so that you can get a better job, a better position on your career. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. I want you guys to let me know if you can see my screen. Just a minute. Can you see my screen, guys? Great. So I'm gonna be talking about the 10 golden lessons that I learned throughout my career that will help you to get success on your career as well. So we're going to discuss here about how to dream big, how to take responsibility, have a mentor, hack your health, have focus, track your goals, um, optimize your time, um, also to acquire a skill through deliberate practicing, and then take action, because if we don't take action, nothing else matters. We can have all the knowledge, and we can do several courses, we can study several books, but if we don't take any action with that, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the first thing, dream big. So the first thing we have to do is to dream big, because Otherwise, we can't get much on our careers. So the first thing we have to do to find out what are our dreams is to reflect about ourselves. So we have to think what would be amazing for us in the future, what could happen in the future for us that would be um, a dream. So we have to make this internal work, and we have to ask ourselves. And once we make this internal work, then we're gonna know what we need to do and what are exactly our dreams. So your dream might be to work in a top um, company in the software industry. It might be working for Amazon, working for Facebook, working for Google. So it doesn't matter. It has to be your dream. So your dream might be to work with top edge technologies, and it might not matter if it is Amazon or Google or those top companies. So it depends on you. So that's why you have to reflect about yourself, and then you're gonna find out what is exactly your dream. And remember, you have to be ambitious. So it doesn't matter if the dream seems impossible right now, because dreams is a long-term goal. It's like something that you're gonna have to go through a process to get to achieve this dream. So a dream it's a big objective that will take you actions throughout this process. So you're gonna go through a process to achieve your dreams. Another thing, guys, why not you? Sometimes we think, oh, I I don't deserve, or some people might think, oh, I don't deserve to achieve my dreams. But if you think straight, why not you? Like, there's no reason. There's no reason at all to not pursue your dreams. So yeah, why not you? Why not going uh, towards your dreams? Why not pursuing your dreams? And we have also to be specific at our dreams. So we need to know exactly what we want. So if we have a dream of working for Facebook, but we want also to work with very different technologies. Let's suppose, oh, I want to work with blockchain and I want to work for Facebook, but Facebook doesn't have this technology, for example, just an example. Then your dream is confused, therefore it's impossible to achieve your dream. So be specific, like it might be something simple, but at the same time difficult. Like you can say, oh, I want to be a tech lead on Facebook or Google or whatever. And then once you find out about your dreams, you write down about them. So you write down details about your dreams, because the more detailed that you write your dreams, the more likely that you're going to achieve your dreams. So once you write down, like let's suppose your dream is to work in a top company so that you can live in a beautiful beach of Spain. So you can write down this exactly. So my dream is to work on Facebook. I want to be a software engineer there. I want to be earning this salary. I want to be a software architect there. I want to be living in Spain, in this city, and I want to be working remotely. So the more details you write down on your dreams, the more real it becomes. So our mind doesn't know if what we wrote is right or not. So our subconscious mind will be working towards what you wrote. So that's the power of writing what are your dreams, because our subconscious mind will be working towards solutions that will take us to our dreams. So that's why it's highly important. The more details you write down about your dreams, the better. So I can recommend you guys and incentivize you guys to write with as much details as you can how in what position you're gonna be in 10 years. So the more details you can write about those 10 years, the better, because your subconscious mind will build solutions so that you can get there. The second step is to take responsibility. So this one is very important, guys. Sometimes it's very tempting to blame external factors. What is very common that I see developers making this mistake. Developers say, "Oh, but I don't get promoted because my manager doesn't give me a promotion." And then that's the problem, because when we give power to external factors, we are powerless. So if you are blaming someone, some external factor, you are a victim. So that's the danger, because when you are a victim, you are you powerless. You don't have any power to change, because if an external factor has to do something for you, you have no control at all. But when you take responsibility, then you have control. Then you can do something to change. So if you don't get a raise in your company, so what you are doing wrong, what you could do to get a raise, what you could do to get promoted, or if you want to move to another area, what can you do to move to another area? So this is really important, guys. Take responsibility in whatever thing that happens in your life. So success will happen because you are taking action towards that, because you are responsible for that. Failure happens, something not failure, I would say that because failure is part of the process to get successful. But to get stuck, for example, if you are stuck for a long time and you just complain, then you are responsible for that. So if you just complain about the situation, it doesn't help anything. We will just make the problem bigger, and we won't come up with a solution, because we are doing so much complaining about what we want to reach that is not happening, that we created a big monster that it's almost impossible to tackle it, to get where we want. So I would recommend to, instead of complaining, to think about the solution. And yeah, so as I said, we should think always about what we can do to change our situation. So if we try everything in our companies and we can't get promoted, or we can't get a better position in our career, why not change jobs? Why not move into another job? So it's our responsibility. If we are not getting what we want, first option is to find out why, or just get another opportunity in another job. So yeah, and be solution oriented instead of problem oriented. So come up with solutions, not with problems. Problems will just take you down. So avoid that. Have a mentor. Many people around the world that had amazing level of success, like Bill Gates, Leonardo da Vinci, all those people had mentors, and they got amazing results because they got guidance, and that's a crucial part for us to get to the whole next level. So if we can find a mentor, if we can have a mentor, that's amazing. We're gonna grow exponentially because we're gonna gain time. Because with a vision of a mentor, we can just get what we want far more quickly. So we don't need to figure out the way to get where we want, because the mentor has the wisdom, has the experience, and the mentor will guide you. Okay, so I need to do this and this and this, and then you're gonna get to where you want. So the mentor has a vision that is expanded because a mentor went through several experiences already, and a mentor can save you from 10 to 15 years. So it's crazy, and at least I grew up a lot with my mentor, and I'm a proof that it really made a big difference in my career and in my life. And with the vision and now the experience of a mentor, we grow exponentially. So we grow really quickly, and we get where we want. The fourth step is hack your health. So it's important for us to have a reasonable nutrition, because if we have a bad nutrition, if we eat junk food, for example, every day, um, we won't be sharp for coding. We won't be sharp to thinking about solutions. We won't be sharp to uh, solve problems in our companies, for example. We won't be a good problem solver if we have bad nutrition, because um, we can't have a lot of energy with like eating junk food. We can't have a lot of energy by doing that. Um, we can't go to the next level. Like we can't reach high level of success by having a bad nutrition. So it's highly important. We don't need to have a crazy diet like eating just vegetables or a very like impossible diet. It's just a balanced diet. A balanced diet should do the trick. Then exercises at least 3 times a week. So I will give you an example. If you do aerobic exercises like running, we can also absorb knowledge more easily. So for example, you can study something that is very complex, and then once you run, you're going to absorb the content, the knowledge more easily. And it's a great habit to have. We also, so there were some researches that running even kills stress neurons, which makes us less stressed, so therefore more relaxed. And it even makes our brain grows in a way that makes us sharper to solve problems. So it's good for stress, it's good for killing neurons that are damaged, and running also regenerates your neurons, which makes you to think faster and to be sharper. And of course, it doesn't have to be running. You can find an exercise that you enjoy. So, for example, you can do a martial art, you can do dancing, you can do CrossFit, you can go to the gym, you can do whatever you want, whatever you prefer. But it's highly important to do that at least 3 times a week. If you can do more, amazing. But at least 3 times, I think it's a very important step if you want to become really successful. And like if you want to live longer, because if we do a lot of work and if we don't focus on our health, what's going to happen is that all the work is going to be like useless, because if you do all the work and you get in a very high position, but then your health is not good, all the work was like in vain. So health is highly important. And like I said, you will be a sharper software engineer. So if you do exercises, have a good nutrition, eat fruits, vegetable, and have a balanced diet, you will become much better. Track your goals. So it's highly important to write down your goals, guys, because like I said, to achieve your dreams, it's a process. It's not something that will happen overnight. So it's a growth process that will happen incrementally. So one thing that I use, which is very, it helps me a lot, is the Pomodoro tool, is the Pomodoro technique, which I can do 25 minutes of each task, and then I can manage the time I'm using to do my goals. So what I do is I write down my goals in a whiteboard, or I write it on the calendar. It doesn't really matter where you write down your goals, but you have to have a small plan, like something that will take you where you want. So, for example, if you want to become a Java developer, you can put 2 hours a day reading a Java book and then writing some code in Java. Let's suppose then you're gonna do that every day, 2 hours. Or maybe you don't have this much time. Maybe you can do 25 minutes a day, which is fine. You can also use Trello. Trello is like a Kanban. Then you can put there your tasks, and then there is do, doing, and done. Like I said, you can use a whiteboard, like it's a physical board where you can put on your room. And then once you have a plan, get your goals done consistently, because what will make you successful is your consistency and your discipline. I can't emphasize more that discipline and consistency are the most powerful keys if you want to go to the next level. Discipline is key. And of course, we don't reach to a high level of discipline overnight as well. It's a process. So bit by bit, you develop that. So let's suppose you want to continue doing 25 minutes Pomodoro. And then you can do that every day. Then if you stick to it for several days, then you're gonna be building your discipline muscle, which will be the biggest key for your success. So with discipline, you can get whatever you want. So if you have the discipline and a strategic focus, like if you do something that you know that it will take you to the next level, then there is where the growth is. 6, have focus, for sure. So why have focus? Because too many plans lead to no action. I see many developers who are trying to learn everything, but in the end, they don't learn anything because there's just too much to learn. So sometimes we want to learn everything, and we think that it's going to happen overnight, but it's not. Like anything else, like I said, it's a process. So that's why it's highly important to have focus. Because if you are learning, for example, several programming languages, if you are learning all the frameworks that are possible, if you are learning the front end, if you are learning the back end, and then you want to learn about DevOps, all the possible DevOps technologies, security, then you can learn, then you want to learn also AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to be overwhelmed, and then you don't know where to start. And then what's going to happen is that you won't do anything. So it's important, guys, to have a focus. So learn technologies that you are using at work. If you are working with something that is interesting at work, study these things. Study what will cause the biggest impact at your work. On the other hand, if you want to make a move to another job, and you want to work with another technology, then you should focus on those technologies that you want to work. And you don't need necessarily to be working with the technology to learn it. You can also learn at home. You can do your own projects. You can study. You can do courses. You can read the documentation. You can read a book. You can choose whatever is better for you. Doesn't matter too much. What matters is the consistency, the discipline that you are building to keep up and doing it even if you don't feel like doing it. Because there will be days, guys, that you won't be willing to study because it's just how it is. Sometimes we have to force ourselves to keep on studying and doing our best because, like I said, it's a process, and we have to stick to the process to get where we want. That's highly important. Yeah, like I said, learn only what you need. You don't need to learn everything. So you have to be strategic. So if you want to get promoted at your company, what do you need to learn to get promoted? Maybe you can even ask your manager. You can say, okay, what technologies are more important to learn here? And then he will give you the answer. And then you can study those technologies in a strategic way. And you also can use the just-in-time learning technique. So if you are going through some technology that you never learned before, that you don't know very well, you can use this ability. And I also have a gift for you guys. I'm gonna send the link of the Golden Lessons book. I'm gonna send the link here to you, and then you can get the book for free. So that's my gift for you guys. You can download it, and yeah, you can read the Golden Lessons book, and then you can see all the 100 insights I had to get a job abroad and to get to go to the next level on my career. Great, you're welcome. You're welcome, Heidi. Okay, awesome. So yeah, download the book, and yeah, let's go to the 7th lesson. Work smart and hard. So working only hard might be a waste. So sometimes, so for example, if we are focusing on the wrong thing, let's suppose I want to learn profoundly Spring, Angular, AWS, and then you like spend the whole year in Angular. And then you find out that you won't be using so much Angular in your company or in another company. So sometimes it doesn't matter if we work hard, but if we are working hard in the wrong thing, it might be a waste. Another example, well, I will do a master's because I think this master's will take me to the next level of my career. Sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes we do a master's for 2 years, 3 years, I don't know how many years, and then we find out, okay, it didn't help much in my career. Or yeah, I can give you several examples. So we have to be focused and strategic in our actions. Otherwise, it might be a waste of time, and our work might not be the best to our growth. And working only smart might not be enough as well. So even though, like, if we are studying the right thing, but we don't do that a lot, it might be useless as well. So we have to always balance both. So we have to work smart and hard. So if we join both, then we can get a high amount of success, and we can get what we want. We can achieve our dreams like this. You can even hire someone to help you in your, let's suppose you have a personal project. You can hire someone to help you out to make your job easier. Optimize your time. So one thing that I do that I could read around 50 books in more than 50 books in 3 years. So what I've done, I went to the audible.com website, where it has a wide variety of books, and then I downloaded many audiobooks. And when I was commuting to work, so I was commuting to work, and I was taking around 1 hour and a half every day to go to my office and then go back home. And every day I was listening to an audiobook. So all this time that could be wasted, I was taking advantage of it. So I was listening to an audiobook, or I was listening to a podcast, so that I could optimize my time. And another technique that I use to optimize my time is to use money. So for example, let's suppose I have to clean my house here. I can pay someone to do that, so that I can focus my work on something that I can provide more value. And so if I do that, I will be also providing a job to someone else, which is great. So it's a win-win. Another example to use your money, let's suppose, again, that you have a personal project and you need some help to run your personal project. You can pay someone else to do some job that it's not your expertise. Let's suppose, you need a logo for your company. You pay someone else to do it for you. Or you need, I don't know, anything that you can think of. You can use your money to optimize your time. One other thing that you can do, if possible, you can buy your groceries online. Again, you're gonna use a little bit more of money, but you'll be also saving time, so that you can do something else. So one easy calculation that you can do, you can calculate like how much is your time, like how much is your work hour. So if it is greater, then to hire someone to do the job for you, then you can hire someone, or you can buy online. There are many ways to optimize your time. Or another example, when you are cooking, you can also listen to something. So if you're going to spend some time on cooking, you can listen to something. Or when you go to the gym, what I do as well, I go to the gym and I listen to audiobook or to a podcast while I'm training. So, which is like, as it is a repetitive, very repetitive movement, I don't need a lot of concentration, so I can listen to an audiobook at the same time, so I can optimize my time. Another thing that's extremely powerful is the deliberate practicing. So that's the only way to master technology. I know that sometimes it's tempting for us to think, oh, it's a technology, I can learn that overnight. But it's not true. When we are going to a new paradigm, it's not so easy to master this new technology. So let's suppose we are going to the functional programming paradigm, but we don't know exactly what it is. Then we're gonna have a little bit of trouble to acquire this knowledge, because it's a process. So deliberate practicing is a way to deliberately learn a technique. In a musical instrument, for example, like if you are a guitar player, if you ever went to a guitar class, you know that you're gonna be playing the notes over and over again. Because if you do that, you're gonna be gaining. So you're gonna be quicker. Like the more you do that, the quicker you're gonna be. So this is one example of deliberate practicing. So you can be playing several notes over and over again, of course, in a strategic way, because one of the most effective way for us guys to learn something is repetition. Repetition is a very powerful way. You can see another example in a martial art. So if you do a martial art, they do katas. Katas are movements that they learn, a fight move that you do over and over and over again, because they know that repetition is key for every learning. So they apply the same discipline in, for example, if you do kung fu or karate or any other kind of martial art, it's the same. You're going to be repeating over and over and over again so that you can master the techniques. And that's the same thing with programming. So with programming, if we learn the concepts, if we learn the fundamentals, and if we do that over and over and over again, then everything is going to make sense. Then the concepts will click someday. Because when we learn something that in the beginning that is quite abstract and obscure, there will be the day that things will click. And to get in the day that things will click, you have to keep on the consistency. You have to keep on doing the work. So let's suppose you want to learn Kubernetes. Do it consistently every day. If you can 25 minutes, you do 25 minutes. If you can do 1 hour, do 1 hour. You do that every day. If you can join that with the running, with everything, then you can absorb the knowledge more easily and in a more smooth way. So it doesn't matter what you want to master. If you apply deliberate practicing technique, you can get to the next level. And one other thing that I did to save my time in amazing, in a really powerful way, is something that I think almost no many developers do that. But I also improved my typing skills, because if we think through, we type the whole day. And let's suppose if you write an article, if you write a book, you're going to be writing even more. So why not develop this skill of not having to look at the keyboard and just write it automatically in a quicker way? So I developed this skill, and nowadays I don't even need to look at the keyboard. So I can code, I can write an email, I can navigate in the browser, and I don't even then I can type far more quickly, which boosts my productivity. So that's another great thing that helped me out as an engineer a lot. And like I said several times, consistency is always the key. Consistency is kind of a synonym of discipline. So both words are together. So if you're consistent, you are disciplined as well. And practicing is the biggest key. But like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. So if you have the goal of mastering Kubernetes, it's going to be a process, and then you can define a strategy to really master this technology. And then take action. So, of course, if we have our goals, if we have a really complex amount of plans and all sophisticated, a lot of mind maps and all the possible amount of plans that you can ever imagine. If we have all the knowledge, if we have crazy plan, and but if we don't take any action with that, everything is useless. So let's suppose, I did 5 college courses, but I'm not doing anything with this knowledge. So it's totally useless. So with our knowledge, we have to take some kind of action to get some benefit with what we learned, because knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge just becomes power if you can use it with something. So, this is highly connected to take action, because we have to take action with what we learned. So we have to put in action what we learned. Otherwise, it's just a learning that doesn't make much sense. So we have to learn something so that we can get what we want, to put our knowledge in action. So somehow we have to do that. Another thing that helps you guys and help me as well to take action is to do it even if you don't feel like. If you don't feel like, but if you don't feel prepared, because the truth is that we won't feel fully prepared for everything. There will be always some kind of insecurity, but what I encourage you guys is to do it even if you don't feel fully prepared. And successful people knows that. They know that if they want to reach a high level of success, they have to accept the challenge. So let's suppose if someone gives you an opportunity to work in another company in a higher position, maybe you're going to feel a little bit scared, but I would highly recommend you to accept this opportunity and do it even if you don't feel fully prepared, because you can always figure it out in the middle way. On your way, you can figure out how to get prepared as best as you can, so that you can tackle any kind of challenge. Successful people are like these guys. They take challenges, and they even if they don't feel fully prepared for the challenge, and most times they don't feel fully prepared, and that's totally fine. And another thing that will help you guys to take action towards your dreams is to imagine something, to get inspired by something that you would imagine and you would say, man, that would be amazing for me if that would happen. So if you put your dreams above of your fears, then it's more likely that we will take action anyway, and you risk to get a better results and to achieve a better position on your career. Because as I always say, it's far more risky to not take any risk. Because when we don't take any risk, we don't grow. That means that we are stuck. We get stuck. We continue in the same place. We see people growing. we don't grow, we stay stuck, we lose confidence, we lose motivation, there's no purpose, we wake up demotivated, we don't want to like sometimes go to work. So that's why I say, guys, it's far more risky to not take any risk, because when you don't take any risk, a lot of things that you could be achieving, you never achieve, because if you don't take any risk, it's impossible. How can you get what you want if you don't take any risk? So of course, I'm not saying to you to take foolish risks. I'm saying to you to take calculated risks and manage your risks so that you can get where you want. Let's recap here, guys. So we talked about dreaming big. So to have a dream and to be ambitious to get where you want. Taking responsibility, because it's very tempting for us sometimes to say, oh, it's my manager's fault. It's I don't have time, I can't do that. It's far easier to say, to just give an excuse, to blame external factors. That's the easiest thing. Instead, I encourage you guys to take responsibility. Every time that you feel stuck, take responsibility and say to yourself, okay, what can I do to improve my situation? So take responsibility. Have a mentor. It's one of the most powerful things that I ever done in my career. And I really grew exponentially by the help of a mentor. So it's a powerful way to grow on your career. And then hack your health. Because without health, we are not even allowed to live in this world. So, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we can like do a lot of work, we can build amazing things, but if we don't hack our health, we're gonna be unhealthy, and then we're gonna realize that all the effort was almost useless, because you can't do anything if you don't have health. You can't enjoy anything. Like it's miserable to be unhealthy. And then have focus. That means that you should do things that are meaningful for you, that will take you to somewhere. Otherwise, you're gonna put a huge amount of effort in several technologies that won't take you anywhere. So have focus. So let's suppose if you want to work with microservices, study Kubernetes, study Docker. If you don't know anything about DevOps, I always recommend developers to start with Docker, because Docker is a really it's a really good start point for microservices. And then you can see a little bit of Jenkins, of cloud providers. Doesn't matter. So you have to define your focus, and then you work towards this focus. Then track your goals, write down your goals, write down your actions. So if you want to learn Java, for example, put on your calendar, okay, I'm going to study 1 hour of Java every day. Then if you want to work on Java and Docker, you put Java and Docker on your calendar. And then you put there, let's suppose you're going to do the exercise as well. And then you can put on Monday, I'm going to do the exercise. And tonight I'm going to study Java, just an example. So track down your goals, and you can also use Pomodoro. Work smart and hard. If you work just hard, it might be useless. If you work only smart, it might be useless as well. So if you join both, it's the powerful way. And then you can optimize your time. You can listen to audiobooks or podcasts while you're commuting to work, while you are doing exercises. So you can always optimize your time. Then you do deliberate practicing, which means that you're gonna do consistent practicing in something that is important for you, and then take action, because without actions, ideas and everything else are useless. And that's it, guys. I hope you downloaded the Golden Lessons book. And now I'm gonna open for questions. So any questions, guys? Oh, that's great, Rafael Moraes. If it is your goal, that's amazing. Great, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Ronaldo. Yes, Leonardo. Yeah, Docker is the base. Thanks, Diego. Happy to know. Do you have any questions about career challenges or anything? I'm also okay. I'm giving a special present for you guys. So if you've been working, great. Thanks, Leonardo. If you've been working in the software development industry for around 4 years or more, and if you have a good English, I would recommend. So I'm offering you my time. I'm offering you a special conversation with you. You can schedule. I think I have a few slots, but I would recommend you to have the conversation if you have this experience and if you have like at least intermediate English, so that I can we can talk about your goals for the next level of your career. So yeah, take your time to schedule the conversation, and in the meantime, make your questions, guys. So what question you have about your career, take advantage of this time and ask me what are your biggest challenge. We can discuss a little bit. Oh, my mentor is Bruno Souza. So I found my mentor going to conferences. So I found that Bruno Souza could give a mentorship program on the developer conference in Brazil. I didn't even know that this existed. Then when I noticed that this was possible, then I got the opportunity, and it was amazing. Any other questions? About your career, guys. So what challenge you're going through now? Do you want to get promoted? Do you want to move abroad to get a job? You're having trouble with your manager? Thanks, Amin. Thanks. Amazing, man. Or having trouble with communication, having trouble with salary, whatever. Send your problem. Let's discuss about it. Or do you want to work with Java? Do you want to move to another area on your career? You want to work in Ireland? You want to work cool. Thanks, Ronaldo. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Yachi later. Okay, Diego. So how I ended up here in Ireland? So I always had the dream of working in Europe. So I defined a plan. So I decided that I wanted to work in Europe. Thank him, Chandra. Great man. Uh, so I decided that I wanted to move abroad in 2010, and then I started working towards it. So I started doing English course. Then I started studying heavily. technical subjects at home. So I was working as a Java developer, and I was also studying a lot, very hard at home, because I knew that it would be challenging to work abroad because I didn't have any visa, and I had to figure out how to get the critical skills visa. So my strategy was to become a senior in Brazil, and then to come here as an experienced software engineer, so that I could get a job more easily. And that's the reality, guys. If we don't have any visa, it's harder to get an opportunity. That's why I recommend you guys, if you want to work abroad, get prepared, get uh, prepared yourself as heavily as possible. So if you can do an intense English course, if you can do if you can get a massive amount of experience, do it, because it will help you massively. Because it's a lot of competition, but if you get a good preparation, it's totally possible, because there are many uh, people from all over the world here in Ireland. So it's totally possible. Yeah, it's just required to do some work ahead of time. So um, yeah. Anyway, so I was so I had this objective. Then I worked towards it. So it was a process. And then I found out that a software engineer from the company I was working for in Brazil got a job in Ireland. And then I was considering, okay, so Ireland is a good country to get uh, a job opportunity. And then I came here. One other good reason is that Ireland they use English, and I was working heavily on with English. And then I choose Ireland because it is a good country. It is a good country. So Diego. So it was a process. So I had this objective and I had this plan, and then I came here prepared to get a job. So that was roughly just to give you a summary of why or how did I end up here. Any other questions about your challenges, guys? So I want to hear your challenges, your problems. And again, guys, if you are a software engineer who has around 4 or more years of experience, I'm giving you a special gift, a one-to-one conversation about your challenges, about your career. And yeah, if you have intermediate English, and if you have around 4 or more years of experience, you can schedule this conversation so that I can help you more, so that we can talk about your challenges. So I'm gonna send you the link again. In the meantime, send your questions so that we can work towards your questions. No challenges, no problems. Take advantage of this opportunity, guys, because it's very hard for me to um, find some time on my schedule. More questions, more challenges. All perfect, no problems. We don't have any problems. Okay, I mean, so yes. Great, we are getting some questions here. Okay, good questions. So I would say that the first thing is to define your focus. So Um, you have to know where you're gonna. So first, you have to define what you're gonna work with. I would recommend you, like I'm a Java developer, I love Java. I would recommend you to um, work to start your career with Java because Java is used in the whole world. Is the strongest language in the world. So how can you start in your career? So I would recommend you to create a project on your GitHub, and then you put this project on your CV, and then you can get more visibility. Um, and avoid having a lot of technologies on your CV because it seems that you don't know where you're going. So I would recommend you, okay, define what's going to be your main language. So if you define that's going to be Java, if you follow my suggestion, then you prepare your CV in a way that it's focused. Don't put all possible technologies on your CV because for example, if I see your CV and I see many hundreds of technologies, I will right away realize that you don't know those technologies very deeply. On the other hand, if you have a focused CV which has just a couple of technologies, then I would think, okay, this guy knows what he wants. This guy has a good knowledge in Java. This guy is good. So I would recommend you to prepare your CV in a way that is focused. So decide where you want to go in the market. Uh, of course, I will suggest Java because Java is the most powerful language in the world. You can find many and many, many, many jobs around the world with Java. And Java is also a very powerful language. Very robust, very flexible, mature, and yeah, it's in my opinion is the most powerful language. So you should start. I would recommend to start with Java, but of course it's your decision. I'm just my suggestion. Okay, so Rafael Moraes, how many hours of deliberate practicing did you do? Uh, So I still do deliberate practicing, Rafael, because in our career, the truth is that we have to be always learning. So what I do currently, I do learning 1 hour a day. So I do deliberate practicing 1 hour a day. I do that consistently every day. Um, you don't need to start like if you never done deliberate practicing, you don't need to start with 1 hour practicing, but you can start with 25 minutes or even 5 minutes. Doesn't matter. So that you can build your discipline muscle, and then things can get easier for you. So I do 1 hour a day from Monday to Monday, and I do it even if I don't feel like it. I do it every day. Never missed it. Okay. And Rafael, yes, there are some days that I don't feel like doing the deliberate practicing at all, but I force myself to do it, and that's the way to go to the next level. So it's really really powerful, guys. Sometimes I feel like that, oh, this deliberate practicing is taking me nowhere, but uh, I also know that it's a process. So your mind will say to yourself, okay, this is useless. Why you're doing that? Because sometimes you don't do a lot of progress, but that's fine. That's just the process, and you have to stick to the process. If you do that, I assure you that you're going to get high amount of success. But you have to know that ahead of time. So you have to know that deliberate practicing is powerful. That's why I'm telling you. If you do that and if you stick to the deliberate practicing, you're going to get to the whole next level. But your brain will try to trick you all the time. Your brain will say, man, but there's no progress here. So, and you are stuck on this thing and you're frustrated. Stop. And we just keep on doing. So that's the trick. So sometimes it's gonna be hard, but it's fine. Okay, Daniel Ribeiro. I'm 40 right now. I'm starting studying the data science area. Do you consider I'm too old to start with this? No, it's never too old, Daniel. If it is something that you really want to do, go for it. Um, and I mean, if you follow the advice of health set, it's gonna be fine. Like you're gonna be healthy, you're gonna be doing the work in the best way as possible. So uh, I don't see age of like a problem. It's not a problem. Uh, so definitely you should go for it. Definitely you should study it and apply a little bit practicing. Like I said, do it every day, and and then start sending CVs, man. It's never too late. Never too late. Okay, next question, Steven. How do you find a balance to stay at pace with new features in Java, also learning other technologies? Very good question, Steven. So Java is not changing so much, actually. So if you see Java 14, there isn't Java 14. There isn't so many changes. So it's not so complicated to get to keep up to date with Java. Even though we have 6 months release, the changes are not so big. Like it's not like Java 8 that it was a lot of changes with paradigms change, with lambdas, with method references, with interfaces, with default methods. That was a really big change. So it was paradigm change, a lot of new things. But the newest Java versions are not being a big change. So what I recommend you to keep up with the Java versions is to, of course, you can even you can watch the Java Challengers presentation. I have a presentation about the new Java versions. You can read articles, you can read the OpenJDK documentation. So there are many ways to learn what's new in Java. And then you can balance a little bit. You can study, let's suppose if you want to learn Docker or want to learn Docker, you can just put some time on Java as well. So you can always balance a little bit of your time. So you can read documentation, you can read articles, you can watch the Java Challengers. There are many ways to get up to date with the Java versions. Okay, Andrea has a question. Was it difficult to move abroad? Any advice for those who wants to work abroad? Yeah, a good question, Andrea. So yeah, it was difficult for sure. It's a big change. And the advice that I give for the ones who wants to work abroad is to, of course, to work on the English, to be good, to be studying at home, technical stuff. And then, if possible, I would recommend everyone who wants to work abroad to come to the country, maybe as an English student. And then you can look for jobs in the country, which makes things far more easier. So that's a very good way to do the change, do the move. So of course, for doing that, you have to have financial discipline. So if you have financial discipline, you probably have saved some money so that you can make this investment. So it's Another thing that's crucial, if you want to move abroad, you have to be financially disciplined. If you are wasting your money with things that are useless, um, then it's going to be really hard to make the move because there is an investment. So when I came here, I came as an English student. Um, so I had to pay everything. I had to pay my staying, I had to pay the English course, had to pay for the food. So I had to get some money ahead of time. So financial discipline is crucial. So it's not only technical skills, it's not only English, it's not only your courage, it's required a lot of courage as well. So I would recommend you just go for it. Uh, it's gonna be scary because it's something that's gonna change your life completely. But like I said, the riskier thing is to not take any risk. So, Andrea, if you want to move abroad, I recommend you to do an English course abroad. And then you can get some time in the country, and then you can search for jobs in the country. That's a way that will be very effective. Okay, Steven has another question. But job specs do have a lot of technologies, and mostly you're forced to list everything. So what do you do then? You learn enough, Steven. You don't need to go to be a specialist in everything. So you learn enough to solve problems. I know companies are just they are insane sometimes. Sometimes they say, "Oh, you have to be have to know." Like they put a really crazy list of technologies, like a lot of things. But I would say, Steven, learn enough to be a good problem solver with technologies so that you can solve problem, because that's the goal of a company. They don't need a specialist in everything, because it's impossible to be a specialist in everything. It would waste your whole life, because it takes time to know something really deeply. So I recommend you, Steven, to know enough to be a problem solver. Um, okay, great. Steven, I'll just encourage you as well. Take new journey, inventory, freelance time. Great. Steven, is it beneficial to have a mentor, and how can you find one? Well, you can find one here. I'm also a mentor. Um, yeah. And like I said, you can find mentors in conferences. I found my mentor going to a conference. So, for example, when you go to international conference, you can meet someone there that might be your mentor, or online, or in a webinar. So there are many ways. Any other questions? Challenges, questions, problems? Enjoy the opportunity, guys. Yeah, if you are in these conditions, I said, like if you have around 4 years or more of experience, and if you have at least intermediate English, which I think you do, you can schedule a conversation and we can talk. So I'm offering a strategy conversation about your challenges in your career. So if you have some experience and if you have at least intermediate English, you can schedule a conversation with me. Any other questions, challenges, problems? More problems, guys. Biggest challenge. If I see there is no any other questions, I will close our conversation for today. So if you have any questions, do it now. Send your question now. Cool, guys. So I think there's no any other questions. So I highly appreciate your time. Um, hope it was useful, all the content and the knowledge I shared with you. I hope you make the best use with it, and I hope to see your success. And for those who scheduled the conversation with me, I'll talk to you in soon, very soon. Okay? So, guys, thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy the other sessions in the event. And I hope you guys have a great night. Good night, everyone. Bye bye then. See you guys.